Hey guys, welcome to my Samoan language instruction on Basic Grammar 2. The first thing that we're going to be discussing in this video is adjectives. So adjectives follow the noun that they describe. Okay, so adjectives are always paired with nouns. They either modify them or they express a little bit more about what kind of noun or noun phrase that you're talking about. So in our last video, we learned about what determiners are. Determiners determine whether our noun or noun phrase is plural or single, so we'll have that come before the noun or noun phrase. And then we could have an adjective that follows that noun, and then a prepositional phrase could also follow that. That's why those two things are in parentheses. So in English, if I said, it's a new car, my car is my noun. My car is my noun. And then what is my adjective? My adjective is new. It's the thing that's describing the car. It's the thing describing what the noun is. And so what I do is I just follow this sentence structure right here. Okay? That was kind of bad. That's a little better. So basically I need a determiner that comes first, then I need a noun, and then in this sentence I do have an adjective, so that's going to come, but I don't have a prepositional phrase in this sentence, so I'll just leave that out for this one. So first thing is I need a determiner. So my determiner, it's a new car. So I'm not talking about a specific car, but I'm talking about a single car, and that sounds like and the way that I say in Samoan is say. So I have my particle because I have a noun phrase in here, and then I have a determiner, which is say. And then I put my noun next, so let's check off determiner. My noun is car, so I have car, and that is ta'avale. And then my adjective comes next, so I can check off the noun, and my adjective is new, so that will be here. Okay, and then fo. So I can check off adjective, and I don't need my prepositional phrase in this sentence. Okay, so basically, if you follow this little sentence structure when it comes to adjectives, you already kind of know this part right here. You kind of knew, okay, I have a particle O, then a determiner, or a lack of a determiner if I want to take away the lay for plural amounts of things that are specific. And then I have my noun, and then an adjective is the thing that we learned today that follows a noun that it describes. And then a prepositional phrase, if you don't remember what that is, it's like expressing location or that of where you're going or something like that, and we'll talk more about that in a little. So you kind of think about it backwards. So in English I say it's a new car, but in Samoan I say a car new. Okay, a car new is what I say. Okay, because of this sentence structure that I give you, my adjectives follow my nouns, and in English a lot of times my adjectives will precede the noun, and so you're going to have to think backwards a lot when you think of adjectives. Okay, so let's work on our next one. So let's just worry about the English for now. So this sentence here, that's the sick boy. So the thing that we need to first identify is the noun. So where is the person, place, or thing? Well, that is boy. Okay, so my boy is my noun. Then we need to think of where is the adjective. My adjective is the thing that's describing the boy, and that is sick. So the sick boy is what that is, and I am having a hard time. There we go. That's a little better. So my adjective will come after my noun, so I'll have a determiner, which is, I'm talking about a specific and single amount, so that's kind of linked to the. Okay, so the will come first, then my noun will come second, and then my adjective will come third, and then I say the rest of that sentence, which is that is. Okay, so that's the sick boy, the boy sick that is. Okay, so this is going to take some getting used to. You think, okay, my determiner, whatever is determining the plurality of the noun comes first, then the noun and noun phrase comes second, and then whatever is describing that noun phrase comes third. So you kind of have to start thinking in this way when you express nouns and noun phrases. Okay, let's translate that into Samoan, so first I have my particle O that comes before any noun or noun phrase, and then I have my determiner. So my determiner in this case is lay, so let's underline that with lay. And then what comes next is my noun or noun phrase, and that's tama, that's boy. And then the thing that comes after that is my adjective, and sorry, I need to do with this. So noun should be highlighted because that's what the English version is. And then my adjective is circled with pen, so that comes, and then mai is that. So if you look at these three sentences and also the sentence structure for adjectives, you'll note that this is the way that you present things. Okay, this is kind of the presentative structure with an adverb, if you remember my basic grammar video 1. Okay, so hopefully you kind of start thinking, okay, I need to determine the plurality, if it's single or plural. Then I need to put the noun phrase next. Then I need to do an adjective if necessary. And then whatever comes after that comes after that. I'll have a prepositional phrase. Okay? Awesome. So let's kind of do the next three on our own. And hopefully you can do that. So in this next part, I would like you to take this English sentence, find the noun, adjective, and determiner. Okay, if you found that, then you'll note that the determiner, we're going to do that. So the is the determiner. What is my noun? Well, my noun is girl, so that comes next. And then my adjective is smart, and we'll do that. So the way that you would say that in Samoan is you would say the determiner comes first, again, the, and then my girl is the noun, so that comes next. And then the thing that's describing the noun is smart, and so that is the adjective, and that comes after that. Awesome. So we're kind of getting the hang of this, I hope. If not, pause the video, rewind, and watch whatever you need to work on. Okay? So again, let's work on this next sentence. In this sentence, find the adjective, the noun, and the determiner. Okay? Awesome. So it's an old shirt. So am I talking about a plural amount of shirts or a single amount of shirts? Well, that's a single amount of shirts. But in this case, am I talking about a specific shirt or unspecific? Well, I'm talking about an unspecific, and that's where I see an. An is my determiner, so that's going to go there. Then my noun, what is my noun? My noun is shirt, and that's my noun. And then my adjective is old, and that's there. Okay? So let's kind of just see that, and I put the, or this part right here should be an. So let's just pretend that that's an and. So that's an, and then my shirt is my noun, so that comes next, and then my adjective follows that, and that's old. Okay? So basically what I just want you to remember is you do have to kind of follow this formula, and that the more and more you see nouns and noun phrases, you'll start to just kind of come up with this on your own. You won't need to think, okay, determiner, noun or noun phrase, then my adjective, and then my prepositional phrase. You won't have to really think about it that way the more and more you practice it. But for now, I would like you to practice that. And just to kind of simplify things, just remember, in English, I usually put the adjective before the noun. In Samoan, I put the adjective after the noun. And that'll help you tremendously. And a lot of times you just think, okay, my noun phrase will usually go towards the beginning of the sentence. It'll be followed by an O and a determiner, and then my noun phrase, and then whatever adjective that follows it if necessary. Okay, so this one's a little bit tricky. This one has a prepositional phrase in it. And so just thinking, okay, it's a small letter from Samoa. Okay, so again, pause the video, where is my noun, where's my adjective, my determiner, and then my prepositional phrase. This one also has a prepositional phrase. So if you're able to get this, then you would have noted that my determiner is kind of I'm talking about a single amount of things, but it's not specific. So is my say, and that is my determiner right here. Okay. Then what is my noun. My noun is my letter, so that will be here, letter, and noun is letter and to see. And then small is my adjective, so that comes there, and then my adjective, and then la et. So then I have my prepositional phrase, and we haven't really talked about that in the other examples a lot, but my prepositional phrase in this sentence is from Samoa, okay? And that is my Samoa. So the way that I would say this sentence is O se tusi laititi my Samoa. And I know that I'm saying that a little bit faster, especially this word right here, la iti iti. I would like you to just, this is one of those words that I would like you to slur and sound like a native, especially even at the beginning. A lot of times you can sound it out and they'll understand, but this is one of those words where you probably need to slur it and say it faster. So it's laititi, okay? It should be la iti iti, but it's laititi. O se tusi laititi my Samoa, okay? So hopefully this video has kind of helped you determine that, okay, adjectives follow nouns, and a lot of times my nouns and noun phrases will come towards the beginning of the statement. And obviously that's not always the truth, but we'll talk about some more things here in our next example. So here's some tense markers. So we're going to be kind of switching gears here. So we were talking about in Basic Grammar 1, we talked about sentence structures that had no action verbs and things like that. And even this first part with the adjectives, we didn't really have any action verbs. And so you'll see, and this you'll see verbs with adverbs. We're going to be talking about adverbs here very shortly. And when I determine the tense of a verb, I use tense markers in Samoan. This is something that you probably haven't seen in any other language. And I don't know if it's in a lot of different languages other than island languages. But to determine tense in Samoan, I put a tense marker before my verb. So, for example, if I said throw, that could be considered present tense. But if I wanted to make it past tense, I changed the actual word to through. And therefore, that's the way I determine tense in English. Well, I don't do that in Samoan. I don't change the word at all. What I do is I put one of these tenses before the verb. So let's say I have a verb here, and if I want to make it past tense, I put a saw, or I could also put a na. For right now, I just want you to think, okay, saw and na are interchangeable. And so this is my past tense of my verb, okay? This is the past tense, so past tense, okay? And then let's say I want to make it habitual, and for now I just want you to think, okay, habitual. So what is a habitual tense? Well, this is going to be something that is used a lot more than you'll think. So let's say, for example, John throws the ball hard. What tense is that? John throws the ball hard. Well, that's not really any present tense, that's not a past tense, that's not every time John throws, he throws hard. That's a habitual thing. And so this habitual tense, you'll see a lot more than you think, and it also can be considered a present tense. They throw that in, so it could either be present tense or habitual tense. This is probably going to be the one that you see most often. And for now, I don't want you to worry about te, except if you're doing like a basic testimony or something like that, or a prayer. But for now, don't worry about te, just think of a. And then we also have olo'o. This is like John is throwing the ball hard right now. Like he just threw the, so John is throwing hard right now. This is olo'o. And then the ua, this is like John just threw the ball really hard. Like that pitch was really fast. And then the future tense is olea. So basically I put one of these in front of my verb. And what I want you to remember is don't worry about te for now, and that sa and na are interchangeable for now. Okay? So that is basically how you determine a verb or an action in Samoan is you put a tense marker before that verb. And so you'll have a tense marker and then a verb. Okay? Awesome. So switching gears here, we're going to have adverbs. So what is an adverb? An adverb is a word that modifies or describes a verb, adjective, or another adverb. So this is getting a little bit more complex than our adjectives. And in Samoan, generally most adverbs follow the verb, adjective, or adverb. So in most cases, it'll be somewhat similar to the adjective thing. So you'll have a verb and then an adverb, or sometimes you'll have an adjective and then an adverb, and possibly even an adverb and then another adverb. Okay, and so basically this asterisk right here, I want to clarify that right here. Right here. Sometimes adverbs, especially time adverbs, come at the end of the sentence. So sometimes they'll go at the very end of the sentence, especially time adverbs. And we'll talk about that more in detail at another time. So there are a few exceptions to this. There are some adverbs. There's 3 adverbs that come before. So in this case, this would come, these 3 exceptions would come before the verb, the adjective, or the other adverb. Okay, so and these 3 are lei, matua, and toi. So lei is not, so I put lei before verbs, okay? And this is a way that I negate my verbs. It's kind of like when I was talking about in my last chapter where I said a lei and then I had a particle o. Well, in this case, I'm not going to have a particle o because I'm not talking about a noun, I'm talking about a verb, and so what they do differently is they just put a macron on top of that e, and then I'll put my verb that comes next. Okay, so you'll see that, and sometimes it won't be a lei, sometimes it'll be sa, or a different tense marker. Okay, so just for now, I just want you to remember that these are the 3 exceptions that don't come after the verb, adjective, or adverb, they come before. Okay, and so I know that this explanation might confuse you a little bit, but let's go over some examples, and I think that will kind of help you. So, the boy went quickly. The first thing when you get introduced to verbs in Samoan is that you need to determine the tense. That is the first question that you should think of when you have a verb or an action verb in a sentence. Okay, so the boy went quickly. Well, this went right here kind of identifies or indicates to me that this is past tense. So I have my verb here, so I'll have verb, and then I use one of my past tense. And positivity, and let's see if you can remember what the past tense markers are. Well, if you pause the video, and I hope you did, then you'll remember that saw, you could either put saw and then the action verb go, or you could have put na and the action word go. Okay? So saw and na are my past tense, and basically I just put go. So past tense go. And what I'm going to tell you that is, so let's just say, okay, I have my saw here that determines the tense. The next thing I need to know, okay, what is my verb? Well, my verb right here is the same thing that kind of told me the tense. Okay? My verb is went, and the word for that in Samoan is go. We're just thinking, okay, go. We're not thinking went, but I'm doing a past tense go. So this is sa go. Okay, so sa go, or the word for go in Samoan is alu, and this is only for single amounts of people. We'll talk about plural amounts of people at another time. So go, just think now, go is alu, and I'm talking about went. That's a past tense go, so sa alu. Okay, so that's the very beginning of my sentence, sa alu. Okay, now I need to realize, okay, what is my adverb? Sometimes I'll have an adverb and sometimes I won't. Basically, is there anything describing this verb? Okay, so in this thing there is something describing it, and that's quickly. And so you'll know that a lot of times in English you'll see adverbs after it, and a lot of times you can put that adverb after the verb in Samoan. There's 3 exceptions, but in most cases you put the adverb after the verb that it's modifying or expressing in Samoan. Okay, so the boy went quickly. The next thing that I would do is quickly, which is my adverb, so vave, and then the next thing that happens is the person doing the action, or the subject, and that is the boy. Okay, so kind of a sentence structure here is tense marker. This is only when you have verbs, and this is the first of the 2 different types of sentence structures that you'll learn with verbs, but this is going to be the first one that we work on. So you'll see a tense marker, and then you'll see an action or a verb, okay, my verb, and then you'll see anything that's describing that verb, so there could be an adverb, okay? And then just for space sake, I'm going to take away this adverb, but just think, okay, there could be an adverb, there could not. And then the next thing that goes is the subject, or the person doing the action. And I can't fill that in, but you know what I'm talking about, okay? So my subject comes after the verb and adverb, okay? So let's do that in our next sentence. So the sick woman is going slowly. So where is my tense? Where is the tense here? Well, going kind of indicates to me that right now it's a present tense. And right now is olo'o. That is an olo'o thing. And so that goes first. Then my next thing I need to think of is, okay, where is anything that's describing that verb? Where is my adverb? My adverb is slowly. That's right here. And that'll come next. So we kind of have that in the sentence in the blue right here. So go, and then slow. And then the subject will come next. And that who's the one that's doing this one? This one's actually a little bit trickier too. Who's the one doing the action? Well, the woman is doing the action, okay? The woman is doing the action, and so she'll come next. So the woman comes next, and that's le fafine. And then what you might have said, the sick woman was the one doing the action. Why didn't you do that? Well, we learned from our adjectives that the adjective comes after the noun. The noun is le fafine, right here. Le fafine is the noun or noun phrase. And then the sick, that is a way that I express the subject or the doer or the noun phrase, whichever one that you want to think about. And sick is an adjective, so sick will come after the noun phrase, which is also my subject. The subject is the one doing the action, and that is my noun phrase, or the person that's doing the action. Okay, so the sick woman is going slowly. And basically, this is taking two principles and combining them into one. So let's just erase all this for now. Let's go over this quickly one more time. So I have my tense marker. That's the present tense marker that's happening right now. Okay. Then I have alu, which is my verb. Then I have lemu, which is my adverb. Then I have the subject, which is a noun phrase, which is the woman, le fafine. And then my adjective comes after that noun phrase, which is mai. Okay? Awesome. If that didn't make sense, pause the video, rewind, and try to get it on your own, and then listen to what I say. Okay? Awesome. The missionary will not eat. Where is our verb? Well, the verb is eat. And what's the tense, though? What's my tense? Well, the will right here kind of indicates to me that it's a future tense. So I have will comes first, that is olea, is my future tense. And then not eat. Well, this one's a little bit tricky. Not eat. The reason why I put not eat is because not is one of those exceptions. Okay, right here I have lay, which is one of those exceptions. It doesn't come after the verb, it comes before. And so I have a lay I. So not eat is lay I. My adverb comes before my verb in this case. And then the subject is this, the missionary. And so lay fai feao. Okay? So hopefully this is helping. If not, I encourage you to pause and rewind again. So the girl really liked her teacher. Well, right here, liked is the thing that I am talking about. Well, what is the tense? Let's talk about that before I get ahead of myself. She really liked. The ed right here on this sentence, or this word, kind of indicates to me that this is a past tense. So I have a saw right here that goes first. And then basically, liked, is that a verb? No, that's not a verb. This is a adverb. So in this sentence, I don't really have a verb. The girl really liked her teacher. I have liked, though. This right here is kind of indicating an action in a way, but this is an adjective. Like is an adjective, and really is the thing that's describing that adjective. And so that's an adverb. That's something that's describing either a verb or an adverb or an adjective. And so like is my adjective right here, and really is the thing that's describing that. So I have another exclusion. Okay, I have an exception. And so very, extremely, and you could throw on really right here. Really, and that's matua. So sorry I didn't have really on there for you, but we're going over this now. And anyway, so I have this really, which is my adverb, but this would normally come after the adjective, but in this case it's one of those exceptions, and it comes before. So I have my tense marker, which is in the past, so that's saw, and then I have my exception adverb that comes before the thing that is expressing. So matua, and then fia is, so I should circle that, and then fia is my adjective, and then the subject is the girl. She's the one that's doing the liking, so that's my subject, and then I have a prepositional phrase, and that's her teacher, which is at the end of that, and that's Ilona Fayaonga. Okay, and I know that this is probably not coming completely, but the more and more you go over these sentences, the more clear that it will become. So I want you to try to work on these last two on your own. So in this sentence, okay, try to figure out, okay, first look for a verb, and then if you don't find a verb, then look for some kind of adjective or another adverb. So you'll see either an adjective, if there's no verb, you'll see an adjective, and if there's no adjective, then you'll see two adverbs. Okay, so kind of look at it in that order. Okay, so in this sentence, you'll see the man is working hard. I have a verb, so this kind of, in my mind, is a little bit easier. So work is a verb, and working kind of indicates it's happening right now. So olo'o is the happening right now. And if you wanted to, you could say a and olo'o are very much interchangeable, and we'll talk about that more in the future. But then my verb comes next, so that's work, ngā lue. And then the thing that's describing that is hard, and that's malosi. And then the subject is the man, and that is leita maloa. So hopefully this is helping, and I encourage you to, again, if it's not, to pause the video and to rework this. Okay, awesome. So again, the blue kind of just indicates to you, okay, so the way that we normally say it is in black, and the blue is kind of the way they say it in Samoan, and then the red is the Samoan translation. So try to work on this last one on your own, and we'll go from there. Okay, so again, did you find a verb in here? No, you didn't find a verb in here. And then another thing that you need to realize is, okay, we have a sentence structure that we learned from Basic Grammar 1, and this is kind of a trick. This is a mean trick, this sentence right here, that I hope it gave you a little bit of confusion, but I hope you were able to kind of figure it out. And if you weren't, I didn't expect you to get this on your own. But let's kind of look at this sentence. This is, she is a very happy girl indeed. So I am presenting she in a noun phrase, and then I'm saying is a very happy girl. Okay? So I could do the particle O and then my noun phrase right here, and then I'm saying is this. Or again, I could do the opposite, and that's the translation that I give you, and I didn't tell you that in the first video, but I say is blank this, and then my noun phrase that comes here. Okay? So I kind of did a mean trick on you, and I hope you weren't too upset with me, but this is kind of one of those sentence structures that we haven't been working on in this video. We worked on this in the last video, and I hope that you can kind of see that. So she equals this is basically our sentence, and this is an equative sentence structure. So I have O blank, another O blank, or in this case I'm reversing the two. And if you wanted to, you could have done it, you did it the way that you learned how to do it. You did O and then she, you'd say she, and then is with an O, and then that. you could have done it that way, or you could have done it the way that I'm about to show you, so, or the way that it's written. So she is a very happy girl indeed. So she is, or we're doing it the other way around. So the other way around, and then is she, kind of what we're saying here. And so basically now we need to figure out which order do we do it in. So what do we have that's contained in this sentence? We have a very happy girl indeed. Well, I have a noun right here. I have a noun, a girl, and then I have a happy, that's the adjective, that's describing the girl, and then I have a very right here that's kind of describing how happy she is. It's an adverb. So my black circle is my adjective, and then my blue circle is my adverb, okay? And so one thing that I just want to clarify really quick, very, in a lot of cases, very or extremely is a exception. So if I use this form of the word very, then I would put that adverb before the adjective in this case. But there's another way to do that, and I'm just going to put tele. So tele is another way to say a lot or very. And then happy is my adjective, which is fia, and then my noun phrase is girl, which is tene. So I'm hoping that this is kind of making sense. I know I'm throwing a lot of grammar principles at you, and honestly I don't like grammar a lot, but I would like you to watch this video a lot and a lot and a lot, okay? And so basically just remember all the principles, especially with adjectives and adverbs and where they are located. And I know that that will help you as you say this. So the way that I would say this sentence is o se tene fia tele lava o ia. So this is the equal part, and then this is what I'm presenting, o ia. Okay? So hopefully this video helped, guys. I encourage you to watch it, and especially the first part of this, you'll need to watch the first part of grammar, basic grammar, and this part to kind of solidify the two, and then try to put these sentences, after you've watched the videos a few times, try to take these sentences, this is the adverb section, and also you can take the adjective side and try to translate them on your own. Try not to look at the left side, the red, and try to do it on your own for practice sake. Okay? So until next time, guys, tofa soifua.